All right, so now what we're going to do is start carving like little tiny cracks and crevices in, and I'm going to jump to a very high level for that. I'll show you how that works. Okay, the way I like doing it is take the draw, make it really small, test it out here. So I'm going to do a subtract. Just going to try to draw a line. Yes. And then I'm going to up the strength on that. And see, it's like carving a hole or carving right into it. Okay. Then I'm just going to start doing that. Okay, and you can repeat that process throughout all the grooves in the skull. Like here. You'll notice when you get back to the eyes, though, it won't get you too much detail back there because of the fact that it's got very little resolution there. Okay, there's going to be an extra step here. This is just carving into it. But for right now, I'm just getting those grooves laid out. Then have them technically go somewhere so they make sense. All right, the next step is take pinch. And I'll make the brush a little bit bigger than the crack itself, and then I go over the top of this. Now what this will do, it'll make a nice halfway in between point, and it'll give it some texture so it's just not automatically just smacking into the mesh. It gives a variance to it. And you can see that. Let's get really close here. Here's this compared to what I haven't touched yet. Sometimes I'll go ahead and pinch it a little further. And sometimes I'll just have this zoomed in so I can make sure I'm doing this correctly. If I do all my details zoomed in and then zoom out, it looks amazing. Okay, I'm going to switch back to my draw brush. Now that I would say that this is not a symmetrical thing, this ridge. These little grooves are not symmetrical at all, but yeah, they are now. And the strength of this could be turned up some. There we go. Now while I'm zoomed in, I can see there's a few little bumps and cracks and crevices I want to take care of. In other words, right here, this needs to be flattened a little bit more. What I'm going to do is sculpt down. Make sure I handle that at a lower level, not a higher level, and then work my way up on it. Okay, now I'll go to like 5. See if there's anything I could do. Yes, there's some sculpting involved here. Make sure I fix these throughout the levels. I like to keep a clean low and a clean high for the model. Okay, same with these grooves right here. Just starting to flatten those out so they make more sense. And still leave some texture back there. Okay, gotta fix this nose a little bit. I always go back to the nose. It bothers me that I can't really do too much back here. But I do want to make it so it looks like I can. So. Trying to get rid of this line in the back. Anytime you have a line like that, you instantly, your vision goes right to it because it's a sharp edge compared to everything else that looks organic. Okay, let's look at it from a distance. Not bad. You can see those little tiny things in there. Those are the first thing your eyes go to. So those are the things I want to kind of touch up a little bit. There we go. Flatten this back out. And if I get some pinchage here, there's this nice little tool. It's the inflate tool. Let's say I inflate this area just a little bit so I can get it sculpted. So now that I have more clay, I can then flatten it out. Good. And if I want to blend these cracks in, I can use the flatten brush. See how that just kind of blended it right in? All right, so let's go to the next video where we add some more and start working on this. I like it right now. I don't want to add too much more to it. This program, it's really good about detail, but what I want is a very strong normal map based upon cracks and crevices. And when it comes down to surface, as far as like this has a little bit of noise, I can do that with something else. Maybe take that and just touch this up so he doesn't have such an odd head. Good. I got a couple more minutes here, so I'll just kind of add some noise down here. So you can see here, I have all this weird, wacky noise. What is that? It's where the spine reaches in, so and attaches. So it has some kind of surface there for the muscles to attach. So what I'm going to do is start formulating some noise in here that can make sense. And then I'll tone it down. And I'm just taking this flattened brush at a very great distance, you know, like I'm zoomed way out. And I'm letting fate decide the cracks and crevices in this area. Good. And a little subtracting here. Be very careful in this area because you don't want it to go to the next. So in other words, you don't want it to go into the nose. Maybe one good little shove, and then add some texture. Some more texture, and we're good to go. Let's go to the next video.